touch it right here. It feels even more. These ones are quite small, but these ones are huge. So the sensation is totally different.
Yeah, sure is.
Wow, that's an amazing feeling.
Okay, you guys, we saved the best for last because we have now Victor Sr. and Victor Jr. And I think this Bushmaster is probably his favorite snake, right?
It is indeed.
And you were telling me how long he's had this animal.
Oof, now almost 20 years.
Wow.
Yep.
And you can see how he's able to interact with this animal. It's quite used to being in captivity and being in his care. And this is a normal thing that's done a couple times per week, you were saying. You guys don't like to spray inside the cage because it increases the humidity too high. So you like to bring it out and spray and hydrate and do any type of shedding aid and that sort of thing?
Right. Yeah, Costa Rica and especially Arenal area is like really high humidity. And so if you put water inside of a terrarium, it will stay there for the next year.
Right.
So for that reason, since snakes usually they can get pretty easily, infections, lungs infections and stuff like that. My father, he usually brings the snakes out here and he spray water on them. He takes care of them, and also it's good for the sunlight if they need it. And what you're seeing right here is like what he does. By the way, the snake name is Number One, and that's because it's his favorite snake, though.
Numero Uno.
Numero Uno.
So there are two species of Bushmaster, correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
Down here in Costa Rica, we have two.
Yes.
And there's, I think, so far 4 or 5 described from Costa Rica and South America.
Okay.
But in Costa Rica, we have this one, which is the Northern Bushmaster, and then on the South Pacific of the country, we have the black-headed Bushmaster.
I think for just about any snake enthusiast that comes down to this region, this part of the world, that's the ultimate. It's what everybody tries to see. Not many people are lucky at seeing it, but that is pretty amazing. And this is a male?
This one right here is a male, yes.
Okay. So are females going to be getting larger than the males?
Well, it potentially could, but what so far the ones that we have had before, the males have been bigger.
Okay.
So it looks like
a lot of colubrid species also, I find it doesn't follow any sort of rule. It just depends on the genus and the species, really.
Right.
Los nombres comunes que se le dan en Costa Rica es Mataway, cascabel mudo porque no suena la terminación de la cola aquí.
That's the reason why people is calling them as a rattlesnake without a rattle.
Y dos pasos porque cuando muerde a gente en el campo, después de dar 2 pasos la gente dice está muy mal y que hay gente que ha muerto en muy corto tiempo. Entonces esos son los 3 nombres con que se les conoce realmente.
So he's saying that and also on the field people knows them as a 2-step snake.
Yeah.
And especially with Costa Ricans that are quite afraid of snakes, there has been cases where someone was bitten in the field and he walked pretty much 2 or 3 steps and he fell down, not only because of venom obviously, but also because they are too scared. But you gotta be honest, these guys, their venom is amazingly strong.
Yeah, and the sheer volume must be so overwhelming to a human body. I couldn't even imagine. Now these snakes also, when they bite, it's not a bite and release, right? It's a bite and hold.
And hold, yes. That's also another reason why they not just inoculate or inject so much venom, but and also the movement, which is a natural reaction. You know, you're not gonna stay there really calm and it's fine.
Right.
The fangs are huge, so there is research on how bad the physical damage from the fangs and the movement inside of the tissues are.
Oh wow!
And the dispersion or the movement of the venom through the tissues due to that physical damage.
Yeah,
it goes
just
faster.
trying to get the animal to release.
Right.
Wow.
So I would like to clear up that not every single Bushmaster you find in the wild you could do this.
Of course.
And that's something we not recommend to people if they get to see a snake or any other snake. I mean any kind of viper or a laphid that it's venomous. What we're seeing here is a snake that it's been in captivity for many years. He has and also teach the snake some behavior according to what the snake is looking for. What is he doing? And so, well, you notice now that we were bringing it out from the cage, you know?
Sure.
The first opening part, the snake just...
Feeding response, shot right out,
maybe about this long off the ground.
Yes.
And as soon as I touch the head of a snake, which is something my father teaches to the snake, I touch the head and the snake is like, okay, we're going to work. It's not feeding time, I'm just going to calm down and work.
And it knows that it's coming out because you do this at least twice a week, so this is just regular maintenance, so the snake totally is accustomed to this sort of thing. Wow. And the one thing that I really noticed was touching this snake, the scales are just raised unbelievably. They're very, very hard. It almost feels like the skin of like a monitor lizard or something. It really does. And exactly. And I can see how shedding could be problematic because that skin, you're not going to get a complete shed, a beautiful complete shed. I'm sure the skin is going to come off in small pieces every time.
La otra cosa es que las poblaciones de estas dos especies que hay en Costa Rica están siendo cada día más limitadas tanto por las actividades agrícolas, ¿no? Y las pequeñas áreas de bosque que vienen quedando realmente donde habitan las especies, y realmente hay la importancia de aprender a distinguirlas y conservarlas porque realmente pues es una especie que realmente tiene un valor muy importante como todas las otras podríamos decir, pero bueno, es una especie muy bonita en verdad y aparte de bonita juega un papel muy importante en la naturaleza.
So he's saying that it's important and also to talk about the populations on these guys. You know, there's really a few populations down in Costa Rica due to the human development and agriculture development and, you know, the socioeconomic problem we're having down. Every year, you know, they have less and less amount of forest where to live, and these guys are mainly primary forest animals, so that's extremely rare and every day is getting worse.
Right.
The pollution as well is such a problem, and well, when people find such an amazing animal, for most of the enthusiastic people about snakes, you know, we see this like a unicorn sort of thing.
Sure, of course.
But farmers and stuff, they always think, you know, this snake will kill me if I don't kill it, and so the populations are decreasing really bad and going fast. So there are a few programs on trying to get more data on how do they breed, where, when. So far we know that these guys are not like the rest of the vipers, that they just find each other once a year or every 2 years and they're ready. But then also on these guys there has to be a decrease on the temperature, a drop on the temperature, so the male will be stimulated in order to copulate the female. And so all those facts just are a huge problem for the species itself.
I could imagine. And then with the lack of primary forest, some animals are being forced to relocate into other areas where they may not experience the temperature drop that they need to reproduce, and it just has a cascading effect on not only this species but probably many other animals.
Totally correct.
Wow, that's amazing. Staring staring one down in the face is very intimidating. Wow, the way he manipulates it is just with ease. It's amazing. Well, I would like to thank both of you for giving us so much time to go through and have discussion and see all of your animals. It's been a fantastic experience. We've been here once before, but we didn't get this opportunity to really go through in depth. And it's low season, so we had all you guys to ourselves, and it was fantastic. So I would like to thank you so much. I appreciate all your time.
A real pleasure.
Mucho gusto.
Gracias a ustedes por estar por segunda vez y por ir a disfrutar en el bosque y
Sí.
pues para la gente que le gusta hacer actividades como el airpin o pues, verlas en su estado natural, pues también la idea no es tener muchos animales en cautiverio, sino tener una solamente. Pero conocemos dónde viven en los diferentes sitios, desde el nivel del mar hasta las partes más altas, cada una de las especies que habitan. Y pues ofrecemos esto a la gente que lo disfrutan, ¿verdad? Como ustedes. Gracias de veras a Apple, gracias por compartir con nosotros esa pasión tan linda y más que una pasión es transmitir la importancia de la conservación, de la educación, de aprender a distinguir las especies que realmente juegan un papel importante en la naturaleza.
Sí.
Okay, so he's saying that thank you so much for coming on a second time down here. It's been real a pleasure, and it was awesome, and also to take you on the night hike as well.
Sure.
Because we have here in captivity one or two individuals of the species,
Yep.
but people sometimes don't realize that it's not just about having a snake in captivity. It's hours and hours of walking around on high, medium, and low altitude lands
Sure.
to be able to learn where they live, how they live, and
Mhm.
that's something we usually like to share with visitors that also enjoy learning about these amazing creatures.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so that was the case with both of you guys. So
Yeah,
I-
yeah. And hopefully the people that are watching, they get to see up close and personal, and then they also get to see and appreciate the animals in the wild. They may not have the ability or the opportunity to go see these animals in the wild. So our channel, we do a little bit of both. We do the captivity thing, and obviously, right, DM Exotics, but we also do lots of stuff in the field. And I feel that it's both necessary, it both jives together.
Right.
You see animals in the wild, you appreciate your animals in captivity, and that sort of thing. So,
Able to share and to teach
Yep.
people about
Yep.
the importance.
and have
So-
respect and educate. So, all right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Arenal Ecozoo. If you guys are interested in coming out here, I will put the information in the description below, or you can contact me and I'll be more than happy to pass on their information. They love having visitors, photographers. If you want to come out here and do any kind of photography projects, they have the setups and the backdrops, and they're more than happy to pull animals out and pose them for you, just like we're doing here for the video. So that's about it. Thank you for watching. See you guys.
Vida.